Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has reiterated Australia's important trade and defence relationship with Japan during a meeting with Prime Minister Ishiba in Canada. The meeting came at the G7 after disappointment from the Australian side that a potential meeting with US President Donald Trump was cancelled after the US leader returned home to deal with growing concern over the conflict in the Middle East. Political editor Andrew Clennell is travelling with the Prime Minister and joins us now. Andrew, a lot has happened overnight at the G7. Bring us up to speed as what's been going on there.
Well, there's still an air of disappointment Donald Trump isn't here, I guess, and it is a bit of a flat feeling, I have to say, Kenny, but the Prime Minister has met, as you said, the Prime Minister of Japan, the leader of Germany, the Chancellor Merz, and this afternoon, Kananaskis time, or this morning in Australia, there's some more action. The British Prime Minister will meet Anthony Albanese. No doubt they'll discuss what Donald Trump told Keir Starmer in relation to assurances on the AUKUS nuclear submarine deal. And the Prime Minister will meet the EU Commissioner with hopes, certainly from the EU, that Australia would start to look at entering a security partnership with them. It's kind of non-binding. We have it with a few countries. But in this uncertain world, there's a feeling in Australia you need all the friends you can get. It would have been about 11 a.m. Sydney time that we would have seen a meeting between Anthony Albanese and Donald Trump. That will be about the time he's holding a press conference before departing Canada, and that will be after those bilateral meetings. But Donald Trump, he did meet the Japanese leader, Ishiba, yesterday, and they couldn't come to a tariffs deal. So it was kind of telling when Anthony Albanese met the Japanese leader today and stressed that both countries were in favour of free and fair trade.
We are important and reliable energy suppliers, of course, for Japan. We welcome Japanese investment in Australia as well. And increasingly in recent years, our defence ties have become more important. Both of our countries are strong supporters of free and fair trade, and that is something that has brought prosperity to not just our nations, but to our region.
So I think Anthony Albanese's had an embrace with Volodymyr Zelensky. He's basically met all the leaders that are here today, which shows you how deleterious it was to the Australian mission not to be invited on day one of the summit. They're not part of the G7. They're part of the other invitees, the so-called outreach partners, 9 countries, including South Africa and Mexico and Australia and indeed India and Korea. So it's really unfortunate that the Canadian Prime Minister, Mark Carney, didn't invite Anthony Albanese and other leaders on the first day, because that meant, with Donald Trump departing early last night because he said he had to deal with the situation in the Middle East, that they had no opportunity for talks with him. We know Anthony Albanese was set for a meeting for at least 20 minutes, but even if he was here in Kananaskis yesterday as opposed to Calgary where he was holding meetings, Kenny, he would have had the opportunity to at least meet Donald Trump for the first time and shake his hand. That opportunity has been sorely missed. The Australian PM now hopes that he can go to New York and address the UN General Assembly in September and meet Donald Trump at the White House after that. But that's a full 9 months after Donald Trump's inauguration.
Yeah, well, Richard Miles thinks that there is a possibility of a face-to-face meeting a little bit earlier than that. Andrew Clennell, appreciate it. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you again soon.